Goose morning, everyone! I'll be honest, I'm running a bit late here. This video probably should have come out a couple hundred subscribers ago, but hey, when you get old, you get busy. I'm only joshing, I'm not that old. Yet. That'll be fun to listen back to in a decade. Anyways, we hit 10,000 subscribers? Holy shit. It's been a little over 2 years since I hit 1,000, and I've already increased my numbers tenfold. Saying it like that makes it sound like you guys are like my army. Forward march, my legion! You all know I like celebrating milestones. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I did the 1K QnA, where I took some questions from my viewers and put them to rest for everyone to see. And now that we've hit quintuple digits, I thought it'd make too much sense to do the same thing again. So I gathered some more questions, and I'm gonna be doing some more answering. For funsies. And here they come now. Why is your character square-faced? That is a good question. Why did I give my Sona a square head? Well, I can tell you for sure what it wasn't. Though the cube head and the cyan shirt are not helping me beat the Minecraft Steve allegations. Minecraft just doesn't hold enough space in my mind to warrant that being the inspiration. Surely not. I think it just came from me wanting to have some kind of unique shape for my design. Or maybe it was some gender shit, giving myself the squarest jaw known to man to look more masculine. Not particularly helpful given how I talk about baby games on the channel for the most part. But, I hope that answers your question. I'm not sure if it does, but if you're satisfied, so am I.
If you are really a me-goose, who is your favorite goose?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. It's either the Pomeranian goose or the Sebastopol goose, which I think is the correct pronunciation. I love the look of them, though you can't really go wrong with the classic Canadian goose either. Really good luck on those guys too. What is your favorite RPG if you played any? Most of the ones I played were when I was in high school. I haven't seen any other RPGs in recent times I feel like I'd be able to devote that much time to anymore. Though Persona 5 and Persona 3 Reload are the two big ones I've played. I haven't really gotten through much else, due to just being a busy adult. Though I'd love to have the time in the future to do so. Maybe if this channel takes off more and I can live off the YouTube money, then I could probably stream more stuff. But I don't like to do what-ifs these days. Those are my answers. Of the franchises you've discussed on the channel, which would you want to focus on more for future videos? Huh. Now there's an interesting one. I've only spoken about One Piece once or twice on my channel. And if you know how obsessed I am with One Piece, you'd be surprised my channel isn't littered with it. I'd love to make more One Piece content someday, but I'm not really a theorist. I don't like pushing any character-specific agenda, and aside from those two main avenues, I don't really have any unique ideas for a video. And I try not to stoop as low as doing top 10 videos these days. Originality is the name of the game around here as of recent, mostly. And if I can't think of anything creative to do, I don't have the motivation to make a video about something. Maybe in the future I can really rack my noggin to try and come up with something that hasn't been talked about to death, but until then, One Piece will be hiding in the shadows.
Hey Goose, what's your favorite drawing/animation piece tech? Hopefully it's free.
I think the question is about the programs I use, and if you must know, I use Adobe products for my creative work. Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Animate, Audition, After Effects, the whole shebang. And as for that last part, they all are, if you know where to look. Wink wink nudge nudge wink whack whack. What did you feel/think when uploading your first video? I'll be real, I was a little bit nervous, but overall there weren't any stakes. I didn't make myself particularly vulnerable emotionally, just talking about some indie game for like 15 minutes. Plus, hardly anyone was gonna see it anyways, so I wasn't worried about any kind of negative feedback. Not that I had to, because I got a ton of support from my friends and family at the time. Saying at the time implies that I don't anymore. I still do get support from them, it's just like they've known about the YouTube stuff for a while now, so they're used to it and don't vocalize it as if it's like a new thing. It's still nice to have the support though, regardless.
What's a game or series of games that you really like but haven't been able to talk about for whatever reason?
Sort of an extension of that earlier question, but that's okay. Well, Punch-Out certainly gets plenty of spotlight, so that's written off for an answer for this question. I'd say Mega Man, but I talk about that one quite a bit already. Maybe Plants vs. Zombies? I absolutely love those games, so I'd be super excited to make a video about them. Though, I sort of have the same issue as I do with One Piece, where I'd want to do a more original idea for a video, and I haven't really had much of a good concept for one. Hopefully I can think of something interesting about that in the future. I'd be overjoyed to talk about it more. Oh, I forgot to mention. Smash Brothers. When the next game comes out, and it is going to come out eventually, expect some content about that one. I was like 2 years late to Smash Ultimate when I made my channel, so I didn't get to make a ton of content for it. But when the next one rolls around, don't be surprised. Hey there! We're at about the halfway point, so here's a mid-roll. If you have YouTube Premium or you're using an ad block, then good for you, I guess. No ad. Back to the video.
First, this question is not hate in any way. I'm actually a fan of yours. So why do you think that despite doing good quality videos and a more or less consistent uploads, you have so little views?
You know, I've been asking myself the same question for 5 damn years. I'd ask YouTube, but their support hotline is automated and unhelpful garbage. I actually made a whole video about how unhelpful they are if you want to go check that out later. Anywho, I guess I would chalk it up to half bad luck and half not being trendy. I don't often make videos about recent events, and in doing so, the YouTube algorithm doesn't really smile upon me that much. At best, my videos about niche Nintendo games get the most views because of how starved that fandom is. That's the best I can hope for, though. That new hype system they added is interesting, though. Allowing for fans to boost their favorite creators in the algorithm briefly seems like a really cool way to get smaller creators on the big stage when they wouldn't be able to previous. Though, it seems like it'd be really easy to get bots to do this and, cheat your way to the front page. Real easy to abuse. Well, at least they have good intentions, right?
I quite literally just found your channel yesterday. What are some things you'd like for me to watch of yours?
Many, many years ago, I made a video about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as one of my first topical videos. It was getting decent views, but in the first hour I noticed that I forgot to take out some behind-the-scenes stuff and had to delete and re-upload it. And in the last 4 years, it hasn't broken 100 views. I'm still so petty about that one because I was so proud of it when it came out. It sucks that I accidentally butchered it at the time. That I would recommend watching that one for me personally. But if I were to give a more genuine answer, I'd check out my entire How I Feel About series. Those used to be my big hyped up videos where I actually reviewed and analyzed games. They did not get nearly enough views to warrant the effort they took, which is a shame, because they're pretty fun to make, even if they are a pretty big time sink. The Balatro one in particular I had quite a bit of fun with. Hopefully that doesn't stay as the last one I ever make of that series.
Who and what were the main inspirations behind your art?
Well, in terms of art style, I was heavily inspired by One Piece. I was the biggest copycat of that series for the longest time. But as most artists do, I started branching out and learning other methods of drawing things. The One Piece inspiration is still definitely there, deeply rooted, but I have done a lot of borrowing to make my current art style, and I'm quite happy. Though I do want to start studying the work of Horikoshi, because oh my god, he's probably one of the best manga artists working currently, in my opinion. Or, I guess working recently? I don't know if he's doing any manga right now. I'm kind of out of the loop.
Are you completely happy with the current direction that the channel has had? And do you plan to change it in the future? Love you, gang.
Well, firstly, thank you. And secondly, I think I am. It's an interesting thing to ponder. In the last year, I've made a lot of changes to my channel's structure. I got some help on the channel to help me write scripts, edit videos, and I even made a second channel to put more focus on this channel's higher effort content. All of those I think have been pretty substantial changes that have helped me grow a little more. However, I do think there's some aspects of the channel I'd like to do a little more with, but the anniversary is coming up next month and I'm saving my future plan talks for that. You'll have to watch that one when it comes out. And, and that's the bell.
so it seems like we're out of time for questions. I always like doing these. It's very fun to go through all the questions and see what people want to know, even if I have to spend most of that time sifting through comments about the next Punch-Out video. Hyperbole aside, thanks for sticking around and watching my stuff, all 10,000 of you. I know most of you subscribed for like one specific type of video, but perhaps give one of my other videos a shot, the kind that you might not watch at first glance. Maybe it'll be worth it. Or maybe you'll hate me and you'll unsubscribe and block and report me. I don't know. Whatever the case, I do appreciate you for watching this to the end. My original plan was to make a Q&A video for every digit that gets added to my subscriber count, meaning the next Q&A would be at 100,000 subscribers, though that is a really high number, and it took me this long to get to 10K. So maybe I do one for 50K or something to close that gap. I don't know, just spitballing. Anywho, that's gonna be all I've got for today's video, so I would absolutely love it if you could stay for a moment while my secretary Bonnie shows you some art, and I talk about some of my other ventures I think you might enjoy. If you're wondering why my channel has become lacking in speed paints, music, shitposts, and the like, that's because the shorter content has been moved to my second channel, Goose's Golden Gallery. Basically anything not long form goes over there, so if you're a fan of my artistic endeavors, I'd give it a follow. It'll be in the description, alongside my TikTok, Blue Sky, and Newgrounds, if you'd be interested in following me on those as well. Also, I have a Discord server, the Honk House. That's where me, my friends, and all my viewers hang out and chat, share art, and occasionally have like game nights and watch parties and whatnot. It's a fun little community, and you have early bragging rights if you get in now, so feel free to join and chat. Might I also suggest becoming a channel member? I call them headliners because it sounds cooler. I'm not sure how to get people to actually join because they get a ton of benefits from it, and I'm pretty clear about them. You get access to emotes on streams, first dibs on watching new videos, a private channel in the Discord server, and a credit at the end of videos that includes a little doodle of you. To get that doodle, though, you'll have to join the Discord server to let me know how you'd like me to draw your head. All that for only $3-ish a month is a pretty killer deal in my opinion. But hey, I'm just the guy shilling, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Finally, if you have any fan art of me you'd like to share, tag me in it on social media or post it in the channel of my Discord server and I'll put it in at the end of my videos. With credit, of course, I'm not a monster. Okay, that's everything for me today, so let's wrap this up. My name is Goose, I thank you very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys for the 100K Q&A. I wonder how long that'll take to get to. 2028? 2030? Longer? Leave your bets in the comments. Or don't, I'm not your dad. Anyways, have a goose night, and sweet dreams.